Sometimes the signs aren't subtle anymore. Sometimes the whispers of the universe turn into loud echoes you feel in your chest, in your bones, in the spaces in between. This message found you for a reason, because the timing is no longer random. You've reached a point where staying the same would be more painful than growing. You can't afford to ignore what your spirit already knows. The shift is real, and it's happening now. Before we begin, let this video be your confirmation. Let this be your sign that it's time to reclaim your energy, your time, and your sacred space. If you feel something stirring as you listen, comment below. I reclaim my time and energy and space. This isn't just a video, it's a moment of awakening. Also, feel free to share your experience in the comments. Your story might be the lifeline someone else needs to hear. Welcome. You've been feeling like something is calling your name, even when no one is around. You've been sensing that things are about to shift, yet you can't explain why. You've been tired, yet alert, confused, yet clear. The contradiction in your spirit is not a malfunction, it's an activation. You're being recalibrated for something greater. You've gone through seasons of silence, of stillness, of loss, and of spiritual fog. But now everything is aligning. The chaos you endured wasn't for nothing. The emptiness wasn't pointless. You've been purified through pain, sharpened by solitude, and softened by heartbreak. The universe had to remove the noise so you could finally hear your own soul. If you've been waking up at odd hours, seeing repeated numbers like 111, 222, 555, if you've been feeling like your senses are heightened, like you're more aware than you used to be, this is no coincidence. You are being awakened to your higher timeline. You are not who you used to be. Your spirit has outgrown the life you once settled for. And now the universe is urging you, loudly, clearly, and divinely, to move. You've reached the energetic threshold. You can't unsee what you've seen. You can't unfeel what you've felt. Your growth is irreversible. There's a reason why people you once loved don't feel aligned anymore. Why certain habits now drain you. Why the old dreams don't light you up like they used to. You've leveled up, you've entered a different frequency, and the universe is now magnetizing things, people and experiences that match this new vibration. That uncomfortable tug in your heart, that pull towards something unknown. That's the call. That's your path revealing itself, one moment at a time. Not with perfect clarity, but with divine alignment. You may have felt isolated, like no one truly understands what you're going through. But what if I told you this isolation wasn't abandonment, it was preservation? You were being protected while you transformed. You were being shielded while you shed your old skin. You were being kept hidden while the universe upgraded your life in silence. Because when the unveiling happens, and it will make sense why you had to walk alone, why you had to say no, why you had to leave, why everything that once felt stable had to fall apart. Every chosen one goes through this, the stripping away, the wilderness season, the divine pause. It's uncomfortable, even painful, but it's also sacred. Because in that pause, you are learning to listen again, to hear your inner voice, to reconnect with the source. You see, when the universe wants your attention, it doesn't always come gently. Sometimes it shakes the very ground you stand on so you can wake up to what's real. And right now, if you're receiving this message, it's because something is about to unlock for you. You're not losing your mind. You're coming into your senses. You're not falling apart. You're falling into alignment. That restlessness in your heart is a spiritual alarm. That urge to cut ties with things that no longer serve you is your soul crying out for liberation. This isn't just a rough season, this is a realignment, a divine interruption. You've been divinely rerouted. You are not here by mistake. The fact that you're even reading this now is proof enough, because timing is never random for those who are awakened. The universe placed you in this moment for a very specific reason. Not for comfort, but for clarity. Not to conform, but to break through. You are being reminded of who you truly are beneath the layers of expectations, fear, and survival. You are a soul who came here to rise, and every obstacle you faced was meant to refine that truth, not bury it. You might feel like nothing makes sense right now. The path ahead may seem blurry. The people you thought would stay are drifting away. But hear this. You are in transition, and transitions always feel like breaking before they look like breakthroughs. You're not cursed. You're not forgotten. You're in between chapters, and the ink of the next one is still wet. Don't rush it. Don't panic. Don't run back to what you've outgrown just because it's familiar. Let what's leaving go. Let what's changing shift. Let the path reveal itself one divine breadcrumb at a time. Sometimes the universe speaks in whispers, sometimes in chaos. Right now, it's screaming. Through the closing of doors, through the gut feelings that won't go away, through the tension in your chest, through the dreams that won't leave you alone. It's all communication. It's all divine guidance. You're not supposed to ignore it anymore. You've spent too long pretending you didn't see the signs or feel the pull. This is your alignment season. This is where everything changes, not because you forced it, but because you finally surrendered. If you felt unusually tired, emotionally overwhelmed, or like your senses are picking up things others don't even notice, that's part of your awakening. Your body is recalibrating. Your spirit is tuning itself to a higher frequency. You are being upgraded from the inside out. And while others may not understand your silence, your distance, or your decisions, they're not supposed to. Your path is not up for public debate. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to be aligned with your higher self. And yes, it can feel lonely. But even the stars shine alone in the vast sky. You're not alone. You're just chosen. You're being called into a purpose that will require your full attention, your undivided energy, and your boldest faith. That's why you're shedding so much. That's why the old can't stay. The life you're moving into won't fit in the hands of who you used to be. So if it feels like things are falling apart, maybe they're actually falling into place. You have to understand this. Your discomfort is divine. It's not here to destroy you, it's here to direct you. You weren't meant to settle into a life that didn't ignite your soul. You weren't born to shrink to fit into spaces that never saw your light. You weren't created to stay silent while your spirit screams. The universe isn't punishing you, it's positioning you. Positioning you for power. Positioning you for peace. Positioning you for alignment with the life that matches your soul. Your energy is sacred. Your presence shifts atmospheres. That's why you felt so out of place in low vibrational environments. You were never meant to stay in rooms that drain you. You're meant to build rooms that heal others. And it starts with honoring your own intuition, trusting the inner knowing that's been growing louder each day. That gut feeling, it's not anxiety, it's activation. That inner voice, it's not your imagination, it's instruction. You've already been equipped with everything you need for the next level. The clarity, the discernment, the strength. It's all in you. The only thing missing was your full commitment to your own path. But now you're ready. Now you're awake. And now there's no going back. Welcome. Welcome to the space where truth doesn't whisper, it roars. Where your soul's deepest knowing isn't hidden anymore, but laid bare for you to embrace. You've been dodging signs, second-guessing your gifts, underestimating the magnitude of your calling, but not anymore. The universe has tried the subtle route, but now it's shaking the ground beneath you so you can finally stand firm in who you are. This isn't a breakdown, it's a sacred reveal. And it begins by owning the fact that your journey was never random. Every delay, every rejection, every heartbreak, it was all calibration. You've had to learn through pain what you couldn't see through peace. You've had to walk away from the familiar without knowing what the future held. That was your initiation. That was your training. That was your awakening. And even though you didn't understand it then, your soul was being prepared for something far bigger than you could have imagined. So if your life feels like it's rearranging, that's because it is. Everything out of alignment is being exposed, not to punish you, but to free you. You're being released, you're being rerouted, and most importantly, you're being reminded. The universe has never left your side. Remember all those moments where you cried silently, praying for a sign? This is it. The clarity is here, the shift is happening, your energy is rising, and your vision is sharpening. You don't need anyone's permission to follow the truth anymore. You don't need their approval to honor your intuition. You just need to trust what's been growing louder inside of you, that sacred knowing that your life is meant to be something extraordinary. Not in the eyes of the world, but in the alignment of your soul. This is the era of choosing yourself. Not out of selfishness, but out of sacred responsibility. You've poured into others when your own cup was empty. You've held space for people who never saw your value. But now, the universe is asking you to redirect all that energy inward, to rebuild your boundaries, to protect your peace, to become unapologetically devoted to your own healing and expansion. Because what's coming next for you will require your full power. No distractions, no self-betrayal, no settling for less than what your spirit knows is real. There is a higher rhythm to your life, and right now you are aligning with it. You're noticing the patterns, you're feeling the shifts. You're becoming more sensitive to energy, more drawn to truth, more repelled by the noise. That's not a coincidence, that's confirmation. Your vibration is elevating, and as you rise, you will naturally detach from anything that keeps you stagnant. Don't resist that. Let it happen. Let the falling away become your flight. What you're stepping into isn't just a new chapter, it's a new consciousness. One where you don't tolerate what drains you. One where your peace becomes your non-negotiable. One where your purpose leads every move you make. You've spent enough time shrinking, enough time doubting, enough time pretending to be okay in situations that clearly weren't aligned with your soul. Now you become the version of yourself your spirit has always been whispering about. This moment in your life is sacred. The veil is thinning. The distractions are dissolving. You're finally able to hear the voice that matters most, your own. And that voice has been telling you it's time. Time to leave the spaces where you're not celebrated. Time to release the cycles that kept you small. Time to embody the power that's been dormant in you for far too long. This is not just your season. This is your return. You've been through the fire and still emerged with light in your eyes. That alone tells you everything you need to know about your strength. You are not just surviving anymore, you are aligning. Aligning with your real voice, your real values, your divine direction. The universe isn't sending you warnings to scare you. It's sending you confirmations to remind you that you're on sacred ground now. Your intuition is the compass, your spirit is the fuel, and your past. That was just the soil for your rebirth. You don't need to beg for clarity anymore. The fog is lifting, and every moment that once confused you is now making sense through hindsight. The losses were redirections. The silence was preparation. The distance was divine protection. And now you're being ushered into the energy of fulfillment, not the temporary kind, but the soul kind. The deep knowing that you're exactly where you're meant to be, not because it's easy, but because it's aligned. You're beginning to notice that what once triggered you now teaches you. What once broke you now built you. And the version of you that is rising today isn't here to blend in. You're here to be a disruptor of illusions, a destroyer of limiting beliefs, a restorer of light in spaces that have forgotten what truth even sounds like. Don't shrink, don't conform, don't apologize for evolving faster than others are ready to accept. You're not here to wait for permission. You're here to walk with purpose. The universe is screaming at you because it knows the urgency of this moment. You have outgrown your old cycles. The discomfort you feel is not confusion, it's transformation. Your cells are recalibrating. Your thoughts are purifying. Your soul is expanding. The people and places you once clung to are starting to dissolve because they can no longer hold the frequency of where you're going. You're being stretched, yes, but that stretch is sacred. That stretch is the womb of your next breakthrough. It's not just about manifesting anymore. It's about embodying the person you know you are deep down, the one who speaks from truth, moves with intention, and no longer compromises for comfort. This season requires your full presence. It asks you to wake up every morning and choose what is aligned, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it means letting go. Because every time you choose alignment, the universe echoes back in favor of your courage. Doors open, energies shift. People show up, but only when you do first. So breathe deeply, ground yourself, and reclaim the energy you've scattered in trying to be understood by those who never really saw you. This is your time to be found, not by others, but by your own soul. This is your time to realign not just your steps, but your identity. The veil is off now. You know what's real, you know what's true, and you know what no longer fits. The more you listen to the loud whispers of the universe, the quieter your doubts will become. You are chosen not because life made it easy, but because you kept going when everything screamed for you to stop. You're chosen because you carry something sacred that this world desperately needs. So stop hiding it. Stop watering it down. Stop delaying your own blooming. The universe has already screamed loud enough. Now it's your turn to speak, live, and move from your power. This isn't just your moment, this is your arrival. So let them wonder where your peace came from. Let them question why your energy feels so different now. You owe no explanations. You owe no shrinking. You owe no more apologies for who you're becoming. You only owe your soul your full yes. The calling is clear. The path is opening. And the universe? It's not whispering anymore. It's screaming for you.
Drop a follow and like the video if this resonates with you, and don't hesitate to cheer up and support fellow brothers and sisters difficult times in the comments. Chosen One, keep your head up and stay true to yourself. Always with love.